All right, we're going live, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give it a few seconds for everything to catch up to us because we are live.
Like right now?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to check, make sure we're live. Yep, live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Are we live on Facebook yet? Doesn't show it live. And let me double check Facebook. What is going on Facebook?
Try reloading.
We are live. Sorry, guys. Just there we go. We're live on Facebook. All right. And that's why I have to mute so we don't hear that. All right. So we are live on Facebook. Here we go. All right. So let's start this show with our everyday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to the Geeks of Bel Air. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Duke of Bel Air.
I never get tired of it.
This guy.
I never get.
Oh, he's right there. No, not there now.
All right. Let's see. Does it work? Whoop. Oh, whoa. How's that?
Ooh,
There we go.
there now.
Ta-da! All right. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to today's episode. So, first off, I want to welcome back one of my good buddies, Matt, is back. Thank you very much, good sir.
Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. I saw you got to go to some music, so that was good. See some live music. Want to hear about that. So today we have my 17, she'll be 18 in July. My daughter, Beana, or Brianna.
Hello.
And she's done with school, but her graduation ceremony is Friday, so 2 days away.
Only 2 days.
So instead of doing all the other shows like we normally do, this is a fun week. My family's going to be in town tomorrow to come see her graduate. I get to see my mom, my dad, my sister, my niece. So it's a lot of fun. We wanted to stay fun. So we're going to get a little serious, a little, but we're going to have a lot more fun today. We're going to see her view of what it's like to be a teenager, like Matt was asking. We're going to ask about her graduating and what it means, because we've all been there. We all remember that time in life. And now I get the honor to bring my daughter on the show, who is nothing whatsoever like me.
What?
Just looks a
shocker.
little like it. That's all.
Yeah, just
nothing in common at all. No.
So we got everything's running. So, anyways, if you're just joining us, welcome. Matt is back to help me co-host, and our guest today is the in 2 days graduate of 2023, Brianna or Beana. So Beana, Matt asked you has a great question. Matt, I'll let you ask your question because I really liked that question you asked.
Okay, so obviously, since your dad and I have been your age, it's been many, many moons ago. So, what is it like today in 2023 to be a teenager in high school on the verge of graduation? Start with what is it like to be a teenager in high school these days? I'm assuming you go to Leedsburg. Oh no, you don't live in Leedsburg anymore. You're up in Maryland.
I live up north, but
You live in Bel Air.
Bel Air.
Bel Air, yeah.
It's a weird experience. There's just in high school, especially up here, and in public school, there's a lot of different types of people mixing together, and there's a lot of different groups that sometimes clash. I mean, it's fun, and I've had great experiences. I've had great and awesome teachers who've, been super sweet, let me, um, grow and as a person and as an artist and as a writer. And some of the kids are weird and aren't like I wouldn't talk to after high school, but it's it's fun, but it's interesting. And I like watch like I like studying people and seeing like, oh, I wonder why they did that, or oh, like that's interesting. Like, what are you doing? And so I kind of find myself uh, being like a fly on the wall in my classroom. So I'll like sit in the back and I'll watch to see what people I like. I'll listen to what they're saying and I'll see what they're doing. And I actually took a psychology class to try to like figure out like why people think this way. Like why do people do certain things? Like why would like someone who was been your best friend your entire life and then in high school you guys get into this huge fight and stop talking to each other, like that's crazy. And things I learned in psychology were really, really interesting and really cool. And just the social structure of high school, I feel like probably has changed since you two have been in high school.
I don't know,
Yes,
small
it
groups
probably.
clashing. I don't know. Sounds
Well,
pretty. Sounds pretty normal to me.
We've had this conversation before. We
You
said
probably have a lot more subgroups than we had. I think when we went to school, you had
yes, because
you had the jocks, you had the geeks, you had the basically I guess the outcasts, what you would call them, and the rednecks. Like it was about
no,
four
that's
groups.
not true. You had the stoners.
we still have stoners.
And
Those
then
are the
you have-
outcasts. Those are your
Okay.
outcasts.
Okay.
you know?
Okay. But then we had the goths.
Oh, the gods.
I would still
So,
classify them as
I know,
outcasts
but
back when we were in school. Like
but that outcast group we had, that goth, was totally different than just
And
stoner, or you know what I mean. So, but I feel like what you're saying, like they took that outcast has now completely separated,
right,
and now there's
right.
so many different things.
It's like rock, it's like metal. Metal used to just be metal, and then it was new metal, and then it was emo, then it was screamo, and then it was just all these subgroups of one classification of music being metal, but all these subgroups, and I bet that's changed quite a bit. I bet that's.
yeah,
At least you
it's-
got bands like Wage War. They're still out there.
What would you
Just
I
tearing up
guess
that metal, the music. Oh, they are still.
what would you
killing it. I love
what
it.
would
I
you
love when
classify
kids play
if you had to be grouped into one of these groups that you guys have today? What group do you think you fall into?
definitely the quiet nerd. Probably one of the like weird kids because I don't talk to anyone. Or I talk to people, but I don't talk to like the popular kids. So the popular kids don't know who I am. So, and usually if you don't talk to people or you don't try to befriend certain people, you're seen as like weird. And some of my interests people see as weird because it's not what they like. And it's a thing where if you don't like something that someone else likes, it's weird and it's gross.
Well, so I see what you're saying. So for my generation, I would say you were the artsy comic book girl. Not a nerd, not like a book nerd like that. I mean, you are very smart, but to me, that you'd be that
Yeah.
artsy girl that would,
Yeah.
always doing art stuff and comic books, always drawing, always
Not always
drawing.
writing.
Always writing, always wearing whatever you like. If you like a show, you're wearing the shirt. These shoes. Not going by like, okay, I need to do.
Yeah.
So, because I always felt like here was high school and here was you. You were just waiting to get out of high school because you're like, my dad already told me this isn't life, and I'm just getting through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I remember Gruber, Justin Gruber, and Dylan Schultz, and Mike, and they would just draw all the time. I remember, Dylan had that amazing little dot art, and he did, and then Paul Russ was amazing too. I remember in 5th grade him drawing. So that's what I think of you. I never thought of those people as nerds.
Right.
I thought them as very artsy and very whoa, they're very, and they were very smart. Every single one of them, if you talked to them, they were smart and they liked anime and things like that I didn't really watch at the time. But I feel like nerd and that is different. That's more artsy.
Yeah, I know.
What about you, Matt? You think that you agree on that one? Like it's more of an artsy thing than a nerd?
Yeah, I would definitely agree that, I think
We're gonna
that,
classify you as
maybe we
Artsy
miss,
nerd. Well,
but
I also said like weird because kids these days they're kind of mean.
they've
And
always been mean.
but sometimes I feel, oh my gosh, some of the kids are like like next level mean, and it's like, oh man, okay. And it's some of the things like some of the things like kids do in high school. They should earn, like, there should be like an award for how stupid people can be, because like my entire school knows
That hasn't changed. Same when we were in school.
there's like a known like unspoken rule that you don't go to the bathroom in high school. Like, don't go to any of the bathrooms because people are either going to be just standing in front of the stalls and probably smoking like vape. Yeah, because vape is so cool now. And don't use the back stairwells because people people will be smoking weed in the back stairwells. So you just don't, unless you want to go smoke weed, then go to the back stairwells. But
we just left school.
yeah, we love school.
No, he said they just left school.
We would just leave
oh no,
school.
they stay.
Yeah, we wouldn't do it on school.
Check in and we're
yeah, we're gone.
So
you
managed
said
to graduate.
you made a statement about the popular kids and how they don't know you. Let me tell you something. Every one of those popular kids know who you are, whether they talk to you or not, whether they acknowledge you or not. Because I'm telling you right now, if just saying you're classifying yourself as the nerd, the geek, whatever, I'm telling you right now, I remember, I would probably say 80+% of those who were considered nerds and geeks from back, all the way back from elementary school all the way through high school, and not because I went to school with them for so many years, whether we were friends or not, but even those you don't speak to, you know who they are, because deep down inside, I guarantee a lot of those people who you feel are the popular ones or who just don't know who you are, there's something about you that they wish they could be. And I promise you that that's the absolute truth, because you're going to be, you might be quiet, you might be reserved, but there's a reason for that quietness and reserve. You're absorbing information that you've taken in all your life, whether it's being just devoted to art, whether it's devoted to learning. You said psychology, wanting to learn about how people do, why people do the things they do or say the things they do. You're absorbing all that knowledge, and you're already one step above those people who are, a lot of them are just focused on being that popular person, being the prettiest girl, being the coolest dude, being the most athletic dude, the strongest dude, whatever the case may be. They know you because guess what? For all those attributes that they have that you might not have, those attributes that they have, the sports, sports can take you far, but there's such a small percentage of those who play sports who are even the best sports in your school. There's such a small chance that they're going to be anything in life doing with sports. Maybe they wisen up and say, okay, I'm never going to be a professional athlete. Maybe I'll go do sports management and physical therapy. Maybe I'll go try to be a what do you call show me the money, the agent, being a sports agent, stuff like that. That's a good way for those people to stay in sports. To stay in sports without actually being a athlete themselves. But a lot of people, once they realize I'm not going to be a professional athlete, that the rest of those thoughts go out the window, and then they're scrambling like, what am I going to do? Who am I? I've played sports my whole life. Like, that's all I know. You've already started grabbing stuff from here, grabbing stuff from there, grabbing stuff from here. So if you don't become a professional artist, maybe you become a professional psychologist because you've already grabbed that. Maybe you become this. And I promise you, every one of those people know who you are. They know who you are, whether they acknowledge you or not, and don't ever feel like, wow, I'm nothing to these people. Because you are. I promise you, in 15 years, when you're a successful person, they're always going to remember you. They're always going to remember you, and the fact that they didn't take the time to get to know somebody like you who could maybe expand that type of knowledge on them. You get stuck at my age and your dad's age, and you want to learn something, and now you've got to seek out people to pick their brain. You know, like this person has the knowledge, and unfortunately, when you get to our age, knowledge doesn't come free anymore. Most of the time, it does not come free. So you've gotten all this free knowledge over the last 17 years of your life, and there's still plenty of free knowledge left to come. But, you know, it sounds like you've got yourself in a pretty good position where you're not going to be paying for knowledge.
I mean, I don't have to pay for knowledge. I have always talking about stuff.
Well,
there's always paying for knowledge. Life is a lot more expansive than outside those four walls in your home.
Yeah.
So we talked about what we wanted the show to be about today. You know, I could have went sad, you know, but I always tell Brianna and Lorelai, they're the oldest too. I always tell them they saved my life, you know, because 21 years old, single dad with 2 little girls. I'm not out drinking. I have 2 little girls, you know. So then I put myself through the academy, became a cop. You know what I mean? So all these things I did because I had 2 little girls. And how do I keep these 2 little girls safe? You know what I mean? So, but she was able to sit back and see that love, you know, it's not a word. It is a thing. So people can love you, you know, just doesn't mean like, just because they're your, you know, they might be family, they might not be family, but you might be very close to them because they love, you know what I mean? You guys have been through things where they have a similar past. So she was able to see me go through life where I, you know, sad things happen at work. I'd try to come home, you know, still do these kind of things, you know, and then just in life, you know, being a single parent, going ups and downs, you know, and relationships and things like that. And I always, after every time anything would go bad, I'd always, you know, bring them in, you know, and say, look, I don't know, but the 3 of us, we got this, you know, we got this. Whatever is going to happen, we're going to do this. We're going to be just fine. Don't worry. And, you know, I can't imagine, you know, like I said, your 2 years, pretty much of your high school was online. You know, your experience of school wasn't like ours. 9th grade, you know, you're like nervous in the lunchroom, and then, you know, 10th grade.
I got to be nervous in the I got to be nervous in the lunchroom in 9th grade, just for like 2 months.
Yeah, and then COVID took you off and put you online. You know, so I think that you've always been that person, and I always say I got it from my dad. I got it. You get it from me. You have that ability to look at the bigger picture. It's hard. It can be lonely sometimes when everybody comes to you about things. But, you know, I always make sure you're grounded, make sure both feet are on the floor. And I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. I'm not excited about where you're moving to. She's moving to Florida.
I am moving back to Florida.
Be closer to my sister.
And to go to college.
And Natalie's good.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I've noticed that about you in life, and especially listening to you talk right now. You're very adult for a 17-year-old, even though you're about to be 18 in July, but still, because you've always been raised that way,
right.
Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't know if I did it the right way, but I think I did pretty good.
You did it a way.
But so far, I'm 2 for 2. You know, both my kids graduated. You know, so I got 4 more to get to graduation, and then I'm good. But 2 for 2, that's pretty good. The first two that I had no idea what I was doing. You know, I was like, oh, let me try this. You know, so trial and error, both graduated high school. So that's good, right? I think everybody else is a shoe-in. But when when I know like this year you didn't really have many classes that were important for you to graduate.
I think I have two.
Yeah, you had English or math,
English and math,
something like that, and then a lot of more fun classes that she was able to take, like computer. What was
I
it?
can tell you every single one. Okay, so I had choir, guitar, 3D advanced 3D design.
Senior year, she decides to learn how to play the guitar.
Creative writing, and psychology.
What was the design thing?
Advanced 3D design. So that was like clay, crocheting. I did a like stop motion out with clay. That was really cool. What else did we do?
But
I made a cat out of cardboard.
Yeah.
And I did a embroidery project.
And it was funny because she could have just taken the 2 classes and left early. But why? You can get free education. Go do all these weird things that you don't know you don't know what you want to do. You have an idea, but there's so many different avenues that writing, drawing, being creative, all those could take you. So having all these different things she was able to do, and okay, I like this. I don't really like this. This is too boring. I rather, I'm more of this. It was really cool that she was able to take these different classes because, she's straight A's. So she didn't need to really worry about anything.
And so you got a question down here on the board. What do you want to do now?
Oh wow, I didn't notice that. I want to be an author, so I want to write stories and share the stories with people because I've always been a big book nerd. I've always loved reading, and what I've always loved about reading was that especially fantasy and books that aren't real, just that they can take you to different places, and then it can also bring people together in a way. So I don't know how many friends I've made by talking people's ears off about Harry Potter or anime. And so I want to be able to do that and be able to make a difference in people's lives through something that I know I can do, which is writing. That's why I took creative writing.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
So do you have plans? Have you thought about a certain college or something that you would like to attend to achieve, further along your creative writing?
I can answer that one. I told her she can, when she moves to Florida, she can take a few months to get her bearings, but she needs the following semester. She needs to go to Lake Sumter or whatever they call it these days, and take English.
I think it's still Lake Sumter.
I think it's Lake College now. It's not community college anymore.
Yeah, it's not community college anymore. But I told her she has to do an English class, obviously, a writing or creative writing. I said to go take drama or something, just stuff like that. Don't take science if you don't, don't do that. Just take fun little classes. And while you're getting a job, trying to figure it out, before you figure out where you want to be. Because you don't have to figure out what you want to be for the rest of your life. You just have to figure out what you want to do right now and what you have to provide for yourself right now. So, but if you think you want to go to college later in the following year, you need to take at least one class before then. So you're learning and you're not, you know what I mean? Because you don't take college and you get out of that rhythm, Adults who take college way later, it's really hard to get back into the swing of school. That whole right. I need to study today, I need this, or timelines, But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now.
I've always planned to go to college. It's just now I know a specific one I want to go to, and like what you said, I'm gonna go for creative writing, and we'll take fun classes, kind of what I did this year with high school. But college,
I think she'd make an amazing English or art teacher. That's just me, though.
Yeah, but I just got out of school. Why would I want to go back?
No, I'm just saying, eventually, being a teacher.
I know.
Yeah.
She can deal with kids. She's got a bunch of siblings.
I can deal with.
It's not always the most rewarding job financially, but the world needs good teachers. you can't get anywhere in life without somebody teaching you something,
And
So
I'm really grateful for all the teachers I've had. I think most of them have been good. I don't remember any super bad ones.
See, Carrie's a teacher.
says I
It's
can
very,
speak from
yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing.
It's one of those things where, like I said, you don't have to know what you want to be, but you know you want to write. So
Yeah.
if you take an English, and those things you have to take anyway. So just go take English, go
And I
take,
love English.
yeah, and figure it out. But so we have questions for you, Beana.
All right.
So you said teenager girl, being a teenager today, it's kind of weird.
It is really
Um,
weird.
Basically, everything you're saying is what we all dealt with as well. Just
I think it's
different
also,
titles. I think.
and also like you guys didn't have like social media,
Correct.
and
No.
you didn't have to go through COVID, and
Nope.
I and and COVID. I feel like COVID kind of was like COVID, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I understand.
Well, it did. It did. I said when I would go to school, I never missed school. I loved school, and because that was me time to hang out with my friends. I lived out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody lived by me. So that was always my time to hang out. And so for you, you got stuck with COVID, and you were sitting. COVID happened, and you were stuck at home with all your siblings, doing nothing, not able to leave the house. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was something that none of us have ever experienced. So it was, as adults, it was kind of fun for the first week or two, and then it kind of became like, what's going to happen? I chose the wrong career because now I don't have, you know what I mean? Those kind of things. So I mean, like the only thing I could say for you is you were lucky enough to have it when you didn't have a responsibility or car payments and things like that. You didn't have those kind of things to be sweating. You're just annoyed by being around your siblings all the time.
And I think I also kind of got lucky with like when COVID happened, because like I am blessed enough that now, like for my senior year, we're able to do a senior trip. We're able to do it indoors for our graduation. We're able to, like, the choir and band, and I'm in choir, so we're going to sing at graduation. We're able to do all these things that before COVID, no one was able to do. Not even last year, the graduating class were able to do.
Yeah, we had to go to the baseball field.
And the choir and band didn't perform, and the seniors didn't have the seniors didn't do a prank, and the seniors were able to go on a senior trip. So but luckily enough, when I became a senior, it was like, okay, we don't worry about COVID anymore, so just go have fun and enjoy your senior year.
Like a month ago, now you don't have to wear masks in the hospital anymore, so that was nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've been going to the doctors all these visits, and I don't have to wear a mask anymore. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it must have been terrible for those people. I really felt bad for them, not knowing any of them, just knowing that it's like, I was working up in North Carolina at the time, up in Black Mountain, and you'd see just people put these banners up across the road, and it was just, mention a handful of kids' names that were graduating, and make sure that you honk when you go by the road, just to let them know that, you're thinking about them and know that things are different. It's like, man, that's... when you're under 18, that is the happiest day of your life. The happiest week of your life, the last week of school, and knowing that you didn't get to partake in anything that those who came before you, and, obviously nobody knew how long that was going to last, but eventually the people who came after you were going to get to go back to doing it. And just, I can't imagine being 20 years old right now and knowing that I didn't get a traditional graduation. I didn't get to do the senior trip, the senior prank, all this other stuff. I think it's, I think that most with level shoulders or level head on their shoulders, most probably won't pay much mind to it, down the road. But I think a lot of people who are just, the type of people who, like you, school was their way to see friends because they lived out in BFE somewhere and didn't get to see him all the time, like that was, I think it probably going to hit them people a lot harder, especially because from this point forward, this is just where naturally, and it's by no circumstance that's usually pre-created. It's just a natural part in your time where the people that you've known, you're going to start drifting away from. You're going to have a handful that you're going to keep close for the rest of your life, but the majority of you are just going to drift away, and life's just going to change for all of you. Not because you want it to, or you don't like the person anymore. It's just life. I didn't talk to your dad for, I mean, years, and then but I had moved away from Leesburg. I come back, I mean, he was a cop, and I mean, but I knew who he was, and anytime I saw him, we spoke. I'd come by over there. What was that road behind on the opposite side of Perkins Street or wherever where you were living back there behind uh, Badcock or
Off
whatever.
Lee Street.
Boyle Street.
Boyle.
Right,
Still
over there,
remember.
and I mean, and then here we are 15, 17 years later from there, and I don't get to see him personally, but every once in a while I'm fortunate enough to do this and speak to him, and so it's like, it's not that I don't care about your dad any more or less than I did back then. It's just that look, he's got beautiful family, he's got beautiful daughters, he's got other kids he's got to raise, he's got life, he's got work, he's got a wife he's got to attend to. You don't have time for the other people that you had all that time for, and you wish you did, but don't take that too hard, because that'll it's going to happen. Don't take it too hard unless it's an outright fight. Don't take any separation in life too hard, because it just happens, and it's a natural part of life.
Yeah, you were in class together every day, so you're always in together. You were there. When you're adults, that's not going to happen. You might work together, then there you go. Those kind of things. But it happens. And the one thing, like for like Carrie, being a teachers and things like that, I see Curtis talking about his kid, always gets excited now when he's in public, and I totally get it. I'm really blessed for the school that my daughter goes to now, because the elementary school is very, very good. And when she got here, they were like, well, we're not sure. I was like, listen, her kindergarten, she went to school for kindergarten, but her first in kindergarten and second grade, kindergarten and first grade were online. So you can't sit there and tell me that my daughter's behind. Behind what? There is no, you have no bar to set for her.
I was her
think
teacher.
A kindergartner and a first grader sat in front of that computer? I watched those things. I made sure they were sitting there. Those teachers would come in, especially when it first happened with kindergarten. Hey guys, all right, we're going to read this. Make sure you read this. We're going to check your work. All right, everybody understand it? They were 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. That's it. Not the whole day like you normally are in a school. So they would do their homework, them just doing these little fun things. And I get it. We didn't know what to do. But now to hold these, like, oh, well, you don't know. No. What I'm saying is, how about you guys just take a second with her? Because she's very intelligent. You just
smart.
need to figure out, they're like, oh, I was like, no, she's very good at math. Her reading was behind. So we helped her with that, got her help in reading. Now she's getting up there. But they wanted to hold her back. And I was like, no, not happening. So this year, she had a teacher during tests. If it was math, if it was a word problem, they'd stand there. And if she couldn't read it, she'd ask them, and they'd read the question to her. But that only happened in the beginning of the year because her reading got better, because that was the issue, not the math. They were like, oh, she's not good at math. I was like, yes, she is. She's amazing at math. Well, yeah, when you read her the problem, is anybody else hearing this? You know what I mean? So the teachers were so good. They had that second teacher in there helping him out. And now she's right on track to be, her next year, she'll be fine with everybody else, But I think that everybody just assumes, and that's what happened. But my school was good enough to understand and fight with me, not against me, because I really don't think that they weren't thinking about it. They were like, oh, she just doesn't know this stuff.
And
Because she probably didn't learn it.
right, and like sometimes like
They
with
forget COVID happened
yeah,
in that sense of this kid didn't learn this because of COVID.
and they don't
Right.
they don't look at the outer picture, and so sometimes it takes someone being like, oh, like look at this, look at it this way.
Yeah.
I always think about Big Hero 6 when his brother like shakes him upside down to help
Mhm.
him think outside the box.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need
Yeah,
someone.
shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like it.
Flip your
That's
world
what I'm going to do to
upside
you.
down.
Shake you upside down. Hold you by your feet.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's interesting. But so, Beana,
Yes.
I asked my people some questions. These are hard hitting journalistic questions.
Okay.
That
Breaking news.
yeah, this is
Breaking
we everybody wants to know.
Mhm.
What's your favorite song? It could be right now. It could be all
My
time.
favorite
Whatever.
song. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to go with "Evil" by Melanie Martinez. It's from her newest album Portals. Um, I love Melanie Martinez. She's like one of my favorite songwriters, and
And remember, we said I liked her when she was on The Voice.
she was on The Voice.
She didn't win it, but she was great,
She
and
was
I thought
awesome.
her voice was unique.
She has a very unique voice, and her entire gimmick is she writes songs, but the songs tell a story of a certain character. So her first album, You Followed This was Crybaby. That was like her signature character. And then she had K through 12. And so Crybaby went to school. And then there was like a special. And then the newest album, Portals, is Crybaby died and got rebirth into like this weird creature thing. And so her music reflects what the story she's telling. So the Portals album came back and her sound like completely shifted and changed, and it was really cool. And all the songs like flow into each other. So like if you play like the album from start to finish, the songs go together so nicely and it's so fun to hear. And there's certain I can't explain how much I love this album or this artist. But no, you should all go listen to her.
Sounds like musical.
Melanie Martinez, Portals.
Sounds like musical theory might be one of your niches too.
Yeah. So your favorite movie?
Oh, okay, this is gonna be really hard. Oh,
Curtis. She does listen to all my music.
yeah, I
not by
love his
choice.
music.
I make her listen to it, but then she likes it. Yeah. That my kids have to listen to what I listen to because I control the radio.
Yeah. I think my favorite music. So when you showed me "Zombies" by the Cranberries and by the other artist who remade it. Love that
Bad
song.
Wolves.
Bad Wolf. Yeah.
Ooh, and Teenage Dirtbag.
Shout out to Bad Wolf because Vic has been messaging me, so I'm gonna try to get him on this show. Bad Wolf, yes sir.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Yes.
Fingers crossed, right?
Favorite movie.
Favorite movie,
That's
yeah.
a tough one. Because I love movies and I love animated movies a lot. Okay, I'm going to say Into the Spider-Verse because the second movie is coming out soon and the animation is awesome. The story is awesome. I love Miles Morales as a Spider-Man. He's so cool. I love Gwen Stacy as a Spider-Man, but Spider-Woman. Anyways, love the story, and I'm so excited for the second one because there's so many cameos and like references to like the comics and other Spider-Mans. One Spider-Man that we're gonna see is Spider-Punk, who is like Spider-Man but like punk, and it looks so cool. And love the movie. Love it so much.
And the artwork.
And the artwork
beautiful,
and the animation. There's one scene and it's called like the leap of faith. That's kind of what the scene is called in the movie. And it's where Miles is finally like fitting into his own skin, becoming his own Spider-Man, like finally living up to this mantle because his Spider-Man had died. And so he's finally doing this. And he just jumps. And he jumps off this high building and he leaps and then he goes into action to go fight the bad guy. And it's the best scene I've ever. I still get goosebumps just thinking about it. And I'm so excited for the new movie because I'm so excited.
All right, well, I know that's a hard one to top, but what's your favorite color?
Oh, my favorite color is light blue.
Your favorite food? Mac and cheese? No? Grilled cheese?
No.
Anything with cheese?
No, I don't. Those are foods I like to eat, but those are not like my favorite foods. I don't know. I am a very picky eater, so those are safe foods.
Me
If I
too.
go out to eat, I know that I can trust mac and cheese. There's some places where I don't like their mac and cheese.
Wednesday.
Wednesdays we wear pink, we do.
I'll bet.
Oh, actually, is it Wednesday? It is Wednesday.
I know. I need to wear pink. I'm sorry.
Pink hair, we got it. But no,
So
I
favorite
don't.
food you don't know?
I don't know. To be decided.
Okay.
I have my entire life to decide.
So, one thing you wish people or the world, like, whatever, would do or not do or say? Like, is there one thing people do or say that drives you bananas and you just wish that no one would do this ever again and just stop? Yeah, Beana likes canned foods.
Well, because usually the canned foods are the safe foods.
What is tan food?
Goodness, what is some things I wish
Grilled
people-
cheese, mac and cheese,
Oh,
tan,
stuff that
yellowish,
looks like
brownish.
stuff that looks like it's been cooked.
Yeah, deep fried.
Um,
Got it. I got it.
I don't know. This is a tough one because I feel like there's like people do a lot of things, and it's like
No, you only get one.
I know, but I only get
Well,
one.
the question wasn't what everything. It's one.
Right.
Chicken tenders, mozzarella
Okay, well,
sticks.
I'm not a big fan of chicken tenders, okay? I do love wings. I
But
love legend
we digress,
wings.
we digress.
We digress, sorry. Getting sidetracked. I am my father's daughter.
Yes.
I would say politics. If we could just get politics out of conversations, I would love that because I hate politics so much because politics will always and forever will be the lesser of two evils. So it's like, this person did all this bad thing. So did that guy. That guy did all the same bad things, just less or something different. You're never going to get a good person in politics. It's just because all the good people hate politics.
Wow.
That's
Folks, we
what
just
I've learned.
wait. Don't drop
You
this
heard
mic.
it here first. You heard it.
Drop
here
the
first.
mic, Beana, because that was it. It's.
All good people don't do politics.
They used to tell you when you're kids. When I was a kid, when I first started my first job that wasn't with my dad, and my mom said, "Don't talk about politics,
Religion or
religion,
politics, or your money,
money.
or pay.
Yeah. So
I do feel like now there's some people, a lot of the people I've met have been more open to talking about religion. Like
no, don't. That's the thing is, don't do those three things because those are all your views and your opinions. You can't prove an opinion. You can't get someone's opinion to change. So those are the conversation never ends.
Yeah.
So those are the three things you never want to talk about in jobs or at school, things like that. But I agree with politics, especially in today's society. Politics is like the worst right now.
Well, and politics and religion go hand to hand these days too.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they're not supposed
Democrats
to.
who are Christians.
Yeah, they're not supposed to, but they.
Right. Well, I mean, you got Democrats who are Christians.
Yeah.
I mean, by the Christian faith, they've been baptized, they've accepted Jesus. But then you've got Democratic policies that don't
Align
correlate align with Christian beliefs. But so you got Republican Christians who are conservative Christians who are like, how can you be a Christian if you're? But it's
and then they argue like they're like the women's right, like or like the abortion right or wrong. Okay, well, it should be the woman's choice because that would be non-religion based politics, right?
Hi, Nani.
But that's the argument, is people are like, well, it's whoa. We can't think of religion right now. You have to be political, right? But then they turn around and say, oh, let's go to war and kill all these people because they have a different religion than us. Wait a minute. Stop. Just don't.
again,
Oy.
lesser of two evils. And
I think every state should be able to control itself. In the country have the laws, but then the state really control
Right.
itself. So like if you want that kind of, then go live in that state.
I
If you want that kind of, go live in that state. You know what I mean? Because I'd be in Florida.
I think
'Cause-
Alexander Hamilton, when they were like, because I've had to learn about all this stuff, but Alexander Hamilton, when he was like helping like make the rules about how America should be like, he was like, all right, we should have all these people, and we should have the kind of like the people where they live. They decide because it's where they live. They should be able to dictate what they can and can't do. But they were like, Alexander, you're crazy. No.
but then there's also all rich people.
Yeah. And he was the only immigrant. Wasn't he an immigrant? I'm pretty sure. I've watched Hamilton.
We're all immigrants.
We all are, yeah. But so favorite food we now know, color. We now know what. Don't talk about politics. Just stop talking about politics. Everybody, stop talking about politics. Let's go. I challenge anybody watching this show or ever watches my show to go one whole week
or a
without
whole
talking.
day.
A whole week. No, do it. Up it. A whole week without talking to anybody about politics or liking a political post or sharing a political post for a whole week. I guarantee you will be smiling and you will not be a negative person.
I haven't done it
I
in
can
a month.
confirm that. Like every
I
once in a
haven't been
while.
online. I haven't been on Facebook. I haven't had to see it.
Listen,
I
I love
just
everybody.
reacted my Facebook today. So.
I'm on Facebook, and that's the thing is like with the show, I'm like, ooh, I need to post to let you guys know I'm going to be on Wednesday or like 9:00 or like Thursday because it was, but I'm trying to be off of Facebook because I don't like social media, but I have to have it to be able to reach people in this day and age. So it's that double-edged sword that I used to be on it all the time, and I noticed being off of it is a lot better. So it's that I can't. I'm never going to be that person that's on here every single day telling you what I'm doing. You know what? I can't. Because that's what everyone's, oh, you need to post. This one person reached out to me and they're like, we're interested. We like your show. We want to do these things with you. A lot of people like what I'm doing and want to help me or have me join them. And they just want me to do all the talking. But they're like, you need to post every day. I was like, no, I don't. I have, my own life and I have to deal with, so
Yeah,
this is, I'm never going to be that influencer, right? Or you know what I mean? Oh, well, you can do this and this. And no, I don't care. I care about my friends and people. So that's why I'm doing this. But I don't see myself every single day talking for everybody. It's, maybe I could do it twice a week, but I'm okay with once a week. I think that I have 6 kids. I got plenty to do,
And
But,
with my generation, like Instagram and like TikTok are big like social medias, and I'm on TikTok. Like I will watch TikToks, but that's more of a I don't want to play on my phone. I'm not really doing anything. I'll just scroll through TikTok. It's like YouTube but shorter videos, and there's a lot of TikToks now where half of the video will be like a clip of a show and the other half will be like ASMR videos, and it's to keep people's attention for longer on the videos. So it's like, oh, watch it, and it works. It works really well for people who because people's attention span are like not long. But I don't.
that's me and Matt. We should do the videos where we watch a video and we comment on
reaction
it.
video.
Oh yeah.
That's
like the old men from the Muppets,
That's what originally my idea when I wanted to get into doing the YouTube channels and stuff. That was originally because I enjoy watching reaction videos. I love watching reaction videos. And to be honest, guilty pleasure of mine is to watch black reaction artists react to white songs, whether it be like somebody like Tom McDonald, Adam Calhoun, like these, you know, maybe they're considered a conservative white rapper or whatever, but seeing what an opposite race's view is on something that isn't a typical staple in their life, you know, whether it's the music
Yeah.
or the movies. And even I watch these guys, this No Life Shack, I mean, he reacts to old Metallica videos. First time seeing Metallica, Master of Puppets, and first time seeing this, and it's like, a lot of these songs, you know, when you see some of these guys, they see it and they're like, "Oh, I know I've heard this before," like from an intermission at a basketball game, or you know, or
Yeah.
something on a football game.
Or like
But
on a TV show.
that was definitely my big thing. But the last few weeks I've been off Facebook myself, and speaking of that, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm like you, I don't post. If you look on my wall, you'll see me tagged in more things than you see me actually post. But I engage a lot on Facebook on other people's stuff. And it gets toxic, I get to be toxic. I get to be pissy off, whether it's politics or anything, and I'm guilty of it. I sometimes enjoy arguing about the stuff, but like you, the last 4 weeks, I've been on nothing but TikTok. And it's just like, I can do what you say, I can still feel like I'm getting a sense of what's going on out in the world, but I don't ever engage on TikTok. I might hit the little heart button so I can find it later, or, I just keep scrolling and then I'm off of it. I'm not, but there's been plenty of times I've been sitting back. I've also quit smoking handful of weeks ago. I'm doing the vape thing, still got the nicotine, but as far as the cigarettes, so but my routine's the same. I still come outside, I smoke the vape outside, and my guilty pleasure is just flipping through as if I'm still doing the Facebook thing, but I'm noticing lately, like, I spend more time in the house watching TV I hate watching TV, but I'm spending more time inside the house watching TV with my family. I'm spending more time playing a board game with my daughter, spending more time doing this versus just sitting on the porch smoking a pack and a half of cigarettes a day, on a Saturday or something with nothing to do, Facebook arguing about the dumbest stuff, that there is to argue about.
Yeah.
It's funny because some nights I don't sleep, and some nights I do. But the other night I watched the Louis Capaldi documentary on Netflix.
Who?
Louis Capaldi is the one that sings that song. He's the
Yeah,
Scottish
that
kid.
song.
Yeah.
That song.
That song.
That guy that sings that song.
Well, I probably do know it.
It was on that movie.
Yeah,
With that
exactly.
one guy, that one actor.
Someone You Loved.
Oh, yes! You were telling me about this. Yes. Okay.
That
You
one.
told me about it. Yes. Okay. Because you were listening to.
Oh, okay, I know that.
Yeah,
I know
that
song.
guy. So his Netflix special is amazing. It is about him becoming famous, right? Working on the second album, and just his personality, all this kind of things. But he is now, he's an adult, and during the making of the second album and this documentary, it actually stops because his mental health, and he was like, he couldn't stand still, and he was in a lot of pain, and so he stopped the documentary for 4 months, and then they reconvened, and when he comes back, he's like this, smiling, and he found out he had Tourette's.
Oh, Tourette syndrome?
Yeah, he had Tourette's. He never knew it. When he was 4, he used to make this noise, the mom said, but then, so the twitch was getting worse the more stress he had on him from all the shows, all the touring, all the eating, all the bad, you know what I mean? And it's so cool because it's so open about mental health and how, like, his parents were like, I don't know, we think something's wrong, you know what I mean? And his new music is his second album is beautiful, and it was just really, really, really cool. I really enjoyed it, and it shows you that he was just like this guy, right? And blew up. He just blew up and was just touring everywhere. And now all of a sudden, something when he was 4 that kind of went away is now blowing up on him, and he can't control it. He's in pain, and he's just like, twitching and stuff like that. And it shows you that anybody can deal with it at any time in life, any severity, and it is a fantastic documentary, and it's called Louis Capaldi. Though I feel better now, or how I feel now.
So there was a comedy special done by Bo Burnham during COVID, like the heart. No, it might have been towards the end of COVID, but it was filmed during like the heart of COVID, and Bo Burnham had like taken a break from doing comedy for his mental health, and was like, you know what, I'm going to get back into it, and then COVID hit, and so he filmed inside. It was filmed all in one room, all by himself. He did like all himself, and like he's a comedian who like does songs, like he does comedic songs, and so some of the songs are really funny. Like one song is called "A White Woman's Instagram," and just like it's picking fun at like certain Instagram pages that like are all the same. And then it'll get like really serious. And one's called like "Inside," and I think one of the lyrics is, oh, hold on, I had it in my I was thinking about it while Dad was talking. I was like, I know what I'm gonna say, but I lost it. But like it gets really deep, and it's like you kind of see his progression of mental health kind of decline as COVID gets worse, and then just kind of at the end he just kind of gets up and just walks out. But it was really cool, and like the music, a lot of his like the songs from that. I think it was a Netflix special, so it might still.
It is. It showed up after I watched that, and then there's there's the behind the scenes bloopers of it too, which looks hilarious.
Yeah, and it's just so interesting. No, it's really good. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, or just listen to the music. Some of the songs are so good. Like there's one, and it's called "Welcome to the Internet," and it's basically it starts off like, oh, like internet, this seems awesome. But as the song goes on, it gets louder and faster and crazier, and just like all the like bad stuff that happens in the internet, and like how it goes from like really bad to this isn't so bad to really bad again. And then towards like the bridge of the song, it's like, we made this for you. This is for like you, the younger, like talking to the younger generations, like this is all yours. Like you get to control all this. We have given you all this power. Something that was like on like an iPhone, you opened up MySpace, is now Facebook and Instagram, and just this entire thing that can be both good and bad. It's really good.
Well,
so I gotta ask your dad real quick.
Yeah.
What service are you using here? I've never heard of Netflix's.
I don't know. Did I?
You got that Netflix's over there? I got the Netflix's over here.
Yeah, it's the it's the borrowed version.
Yeah, oh yeah, the bootleg version.
Yeah.
The Netflix's.
The Netflix.
How's that?
My little sister, she used to say,
Netflix.
I read your Texas. And I'm like, I read your Texas. Yeah, your Texas. That's how you say it, right? Your Texas, right? And I'm like, my Tex? That's how you say it? I'm like, yeah. I've read your Texas.
I used to say Texas. I would say commercial. Couldn't say commercial. Would say commercial.
Commercial.
So,
it is coming to that time, Brianna. I appreciate you being on the show. It was a lot of fun just picking your brain as a young adult, soon to be graduate in 2 days.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. Yeah, right. Make sure you Make sure
Brush
you
your
do
teeth,
dishes
go to
before you go to bed. Yeah. Matt, I'm so glad you're back on. We missed you. I'm glad to see you.
Missed you. Missed you.
For a couple people asked, I am doing great. Been going to the doctor's last couple days, bunch of tests to make sure I'm not, I'm back on track. So I should be, it sounds like I'm going to be on these meds for the rest of my life, but it's okay. We'll make it work, and I'm getting used to them now. Kind of, trying to get used to them anyway. So, forehead.
Ford head. Oh, Ford head.
Didn't
Forehead.
Travi used to say monster truck, but instead of
Yep.
truck, it was with
Yeah.
an F?
Yes, it was Monster F.
We would make him say it all the time because we thought it was
Monster fuck? Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
funny. Yeah, but I can't really curse.
We're allowed to curse on my show. Oh, you're not. That's right. Because you're not 18 yet. You had to
Yeah.
wait a couple more weeks.
2 more weeks.
Yeah. Graduating at 17. Woo!
It's awesome.
Summer birthday. Woo.
Summer birthdays suck, right?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
All my friends are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm 18, I drive, blah blah blah." And I'm like, so fun. Couldn't be me.
Well, thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
You won't see me next week. We'll see him.
I am really excited because we do have some amazing people coming in this week, coming in tomorrow. So if you see a non-live next week, it's probably because I recorded some amazing people that are going to be here and trying to get them on. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we get a little concert from my dad playing the guitar. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what we'll be able to do this weekend while I have him available.
Well,
Maybe you just do a intimate Geeks of Bel Air session where it's not necessarily just just kind of this is my intimate life
Like,
right here. This
Hey, Dad, what's up?
who the Duke is.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah. Travis presents.
yeah.
But all right, guys, thank you so much for always being here and putting up with me.
Thanks for having me here.
Beana, go to bed.
Aw.
9 o'clock.
And I have a big day tomorrow.
You do have a big day.
Hershey Park.
Hershey Park, graduate senior trip.
I don't want to I don't have to wake up too early. Just like 7:30, 40.
All right. See you later, Beana.
I have my AirPod.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.